halfway across the bridge, stopped, put him in park. She grabbed his feet, I grabbed his shoulders and threw him.
Imagine that you were in your car rushing to go somewhere, but suddenly a kid jumped in front of your car. You were surprised to see him alone. When you asked him about his parents, he told you that they dumped him. You will definitely feel sorry for him, right? What do you think about such terrible parents? Here in this video, we are going to show you the most brutal parents ever existed, along with some raw footage that will make you think twice. We are curious if you can watch this video until the end, because it will push you to your breaking point, we warn you. There are a lot of couples who were not able to give birth to a child. But what happens when they dump their child after giving birth to them? What if they kill them? How can parents even hate their child? Like, how can they even think about killing such innocent minds? Yeah, a lot of incidents like this happen everywhere. Parents are supposed to be role models to their child, but what happens when they are evil, really evil? Brittany Gosney and James Hamilton. The most evil parents ever existed. They murdered their child. Yeah, you heard it right. They killed their own child. Brittany and James lived with their 3 children aged 6, 7, and 9 years old. They are not just bad parents, as the couple would do anything other than take care of their kids. They only served microwaved Hot Pockets for dinner to their kids. The kids were in a toxic household, where James would often lose his rage, and Brittany found ways to not look after her children. In March 2021, Brittany and James arrived at the police station to report their 6-year-old boys missing. The officers noticed an unusual behavior from the parents' side. So they placed the couple in separate rooms for questioning. But what unfolded was absolutely disturbing. The officer then asked James about his friends, his favorite places, and every other detail about little James. James then mentioned that after a dinner of pizza rolls, they had put the children to bed. He then checked in on them at around 4 a.m. in the morning, when he realized that little James was missing.
Did you wake up the kids or Brittany to make sure they didn't know where little James was?
Well, it was around about 8:30 this morning. I woke back up with everybody, and we all went looking again, and then we couldn't find him nowhere. We came here.
What's your gut feeling of what you think happened to little James?
I don't know. I'm hoping he's somewhere there in the neighborhood.
Does he have any friends that he hangs out with?
None I'm aware of.
Does he have any of the parks that he likes to go to?
Any parts. I mean, he's ready to swing, anything will be on it.
Okay. Well, like I said, I really appreciate you talking to me. And we're still trying to get to the bottom of all this. And obviously, you and Brittany are our number one sources of information that's going to help us right now. But we got to find him. I'm sure you want him found as bad as we do.
I'd like to go as soon as possible before I go back out looking for him.
Sure. Well, you hold tight right here, and if you need something knocking on the door, I'm going to go check and see what else they come up with, and maybe I got good news.
The officer then went to Brittany for questioning, and from there started the twist of the story. Officer asked her if little James was in trouble last night. She was like, "Yeah, he was, but I don't remember what it was." How can a mother forget that? Also, Brittany's reactions were definitely not usual for a mother who has just lost her kid. Instead of being hysterical and in shock, she was casually chatting.
Did the 6-year-old get in trouble last night?
Yeah, he got in trouble for something. I remember what it was.
You don't remember what it was? Okay. What was the punishment last night? Corner.
I don't really like putting my hands on my kids.
That's okay. That's fine. Some people don't. You guys, what'd you have for dinner last night?
They had pizza rolls and chips.
The kids did? Okay. They're telling me that James had gotten in trouble for something and that he wasn't given pizza rolls, but he was given bread instead because that was his punishment. Do you remember that?
No, we gave him like lunch meat sandwiches at lunchtime.
And then all 3 of them, you're saying, got pizza rolls last night? Why would the kids tell me that?
I don't never make them go without any meal.
I know that.
I'd rather go without before them.
I understand what you're saying. I'm just trying to figure out what they're talking about. what the kids are talking about. Basically, I'm waiting for my guy to come here. He's gonna do the polygraph for me, and we'll just kind of go from there. I got guys out canvassing the neighborhood, so we're actively looking for James.
Okay.
Little James is what I call him now, because we got Big James in there.
It's
So-
confusing, I understand.
So we're looking for James now. Don't think we're just sitting here talking to you. I got a bunch of people out doing it.
I was going to say, is anybody even out there looking for him?
Yes, 100%.
Because I'm sure brother and sisters worry about
Yes.
little
yeah.
brother.
Your daughter also said sometimes the Big James doesn't get along with Little James. What would she mean by that?
I don't know.
Does Little James get any more or less trouble than the other two?
They all get
Right.
about the same.
They're all close to the same age. They all, yeah, okay. So,
I know James does like being mean to them, so taking their toy away.
all Little James.
Yes, not
Okay.
that.
I got you.
How about I just say my son?
Yeah, that'll work. All right.
Detectives now know that they need a confession from either of them to find young James. But yeah, they have assumed the worst already. They then decide to confront James with the information that Brittany has told them everything. James at first acted like he knew nothing, but when the officer mentioned little James' body, he was shocked. James then claims that Brittany had taken the kids to a remote area out of town as a sort of punishment to get them to behave, during which little James had tripped and fell, which ended his life. Brittany then brought the body back home to where James was waiting.
Hey, James.
Yes, sir.
Talk to you out there at your house.
Yes,
For
sir.
a few minutes. I just talked to my girlfriend there, and I'm terrible with names. What's her name?
Brittany.
Brittany. All right, now she's told me most of the truth. Okay, she's saying she don't remember where he's at, but she's told me about he's dead. Okay, and that you guys were together. Okay,
What do you want to know, sir?
I need to know where the body's at.
That I do not know. As for me being with her and the kids,
Mm-hmm.
no, sir, I was not.
Okay, and we can talk about that
I
later.
got home.
We can talk about if you were there or not later. Okay, she's saying all five of you were together, and this is what happened. Okay, and I'm not going to go into details what she told me there. Okay, so at this point,
Well, what did she tell you that happened, sir?
well, I know that he's dead, and I know that his body's somewhere, and I need to figure out. I'm wanting right now to recover his body is really important to me because it gives closure to both of you guys. Okay, that's the most important thing. We can go into detail later that when it's happened. Okay, because surely she's smart enough to tell you, even if you weren't with her, okay, you got to take some ownership of this, okay? Don't minimize anything.
The ownership I would take of is where I didn't call when she brought the body home, sir.
Okay. Where is the body then? When she brought the body
I have no
home,
idea.
what did she say she did with it?
She didn't tell me, sir. It happened up at Rush Run Park is where it happened at.
It happened in Rush Run.
Yes, she was supposed to take the kids up there, give them a scare tactic,
Right.
drop them off for a few minutes, turn around, go get them, because they all was acting up real bad.
Right. Now, so when she brought the body back to the house,
She brought the body back to the house.
and what's the conversation then?
Conversation.
I'd have been freaking out.
I was. I
Okay.
told her. I mean, she called me.
So, did she leave? You're saying she brought the body back home though?
Yes.
Okay, where was the body at when you saw it?
Upstairs in his bedroom.
In his bedroom. And when was all this? A couple days ago? Yesterday, today?
Friday night.
It's Friday night, so we're into Sunday now. We were Sunday morning. And how did you guys come up with the idea of, well, we're going to have to report him missing at some point, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
That was her idea, sir.
Okay. So she brings the body home. Is it in the bedroom? And then what happens? Even if you yourself went out totally by yourself and got rid of it, I just need to know where. You're
still helping your wife.
James thought Brittany had confessed everything, including that he had been there during the crime. So he decided to change his next plan of action. But what still he doesn't know is that by continuing to talk to the officers, he is only going to be in trouble.
Was it when the body was dumped?
Yes.
Okay. If we went out driving, did you take it back up to Rush Run?
We wasn't up at Rush Run, man. He's off a bridge. He's in the river.
Okay, what bridge? Middletown Bridge?
No. Cincinnati.
Down Cincinnati?
Well, it's the bridge goes from Kentucky to Indiana.
Okay. How did you get, what time of day or night is this?
This was about 3 o'clock this morning.
This morning? Okay. What did you do with the other two kids go with you then?
No, they was at home and fast asleep.
Alright, so both of you guys get up. We gotta do something. And then take him down to Cincinnati off 71. You're thinking?
275, yeah.
Okay, and just throw him, did you go throw him off the bridge or did you?
Hold him off the bridge.
Was it like a stream or was it the actual river?
The actual river.
The Ohio River, the big one.
Yes.
Fine, but you're doing good. I know this is hard on you. Alright, look at me. I know this is hard on you.
Now I'm going to jail just for helping her.
Okay, we can figure all that out.
Okay, listen, this ain't fair to me.
It ain't fair to the little boy either. We'll figure it out. We'll
I
figure it out.
agree with you. I told her that. I mean, when she called me and told me she was at the wrong place, I told her to turn around, come home. Turn around, come home.
At the wrong place. You mean a rush?
At Rush Run.
Okay.
What was her plan then? Because he didn't accidentally get ball.
I don't know, sir. I mean, the story she told me when she came home, 1 minute it was he had the handle door and she took off and he fell.
On the car? On the van?
On my van.
Okay.
Then the next minute it was that he was chasing after her, tripped and fell.
So she told you a couple different stories.
Yeah.
James started claiming to not know the actual truth, as Brittany had told him multiple stories of what had actually happened. Officers then decide to confront Brittany with everything James had told them, as they know that they do not have the full story yet. But what follows was incredibly shocking. The officers started a conversation like they knew everything. And yeah, Brittany fell for it. But still, Brittany has carefully narrated the incident, claiming it to be an accident, thinking that it would make her look less guilty for her child's death. There was not a single tear on her face. Of course, they didn't care about their children even a little bit.
Just trying to figure out, just hold on, exactly what you were thinking. Why? Because from what you've said, and please correct me if I'm wrong,
Okay.
James told you, I want the kids gone, I don't want to see them no more.
Yes.
When you loaded up in the car with the kids,
Mm-hmm.
you left Crawford Street with all 3 kids.
Yes.
James was in that house.
Yes.
He wanted you to take them somewhere and never bring them back.
Yes.
Okay. So you're confused. You care about James.
And I also.
You care about James, right?
Yes.
So you take off driving. So you get to Rush Run, and did you tell them, hey, hop out and pee, or did they?
Well, they said, at first they said I have to pee. I said, okay, well, go ahead and go to the bathroom.
Yeah, you got out, and you went in through the side door.
The side back door, yes.
Right, and you lifted him out.
Yes.
Set him on the ground.
Yes. I didn't throw him or anything. I just
okay,
set him down.
sure. Nobody's saying you did. So once he's on the ground, what happens then?
I went to go pull off.
Where was James whenever you backed up and pulled out? Little James.
Well, I wasn't all the way into the parking spot.
Mhm.
I was just like halfway there, not all the way there. When I went to go pull away, I'm guessing he had the handle.
Right.
And then I went to go drive off, and he, of course,
Sure.
had a handle. When I looked, he didn't have it. And so I heard kids screaming. I don't remember. I thought it was for sure Rachel, but they both were screaming. I don't know.
Why were they screaming? Because you were leaving them?
Yes,
Okay.
because they knew I wasn't never just.
Sure.
So, they were standing by the bathroom stall, whatever it is, and James was kind of standing close to them, but not that close.
Sure.
And as I showed you on the paper, I just went around him and didn't realize he had the handle.
Did you see him grabbing a handle?
No.
Okay, you're just.
But when I kind of like, I'm assuming he grabbed the handle because I kind of pulled him a little bit, not much, and he got up and then fell back down. I guess I kind of probably made him hurt his knee on the ground or something, and he lost his balance, and he tried to catch his balance. He didn't get to, and he fell and busted his head on the ground.
So when you got back home with James, you come back with the kids. How do you bring James? You just carry James into the house, or does James go out and get him?
I carried him in.
Okay.
Where are the clothes at that you were wearing when you carried them in?
Sitting on top of my basket.
Are they dirty?
Yeah.
Right, I got you.
So you carry the boy back inside. Have you already contacted James and told him what happened? Okay, by text or by call?
It was a text.
You sent him a text?
Yes, and then he called me, told me to bring him back because he couldn't get James to listen.
So you bring the kid back, you carry the kid in, and then what happens? Where do you put the kid? Where do you put James?
I just laid him on when you walk in the door, that room right there, on the floor.
The front, when you walk in the front
living
room?
Yes, the front room.
So the living room?
Where the couch is, yes.
You lay him?
I laid him on the floor.
Okay.
The bare floor.
Mm-hmm.
And he took him upstairs.
James took him upstairs.
And put him in the bedroom.
We're going to give you a few minute break, and then we'll be right back.
Do you need anything? You know the race room? You need anything?
I wish I had an anxiety med.
James then tells the officers how he and Brittany got rid of the evidence by dumping little James's body into a river.
About halfway across the bridge, stopped, put it in park. She grabbed his feet, I grabbed his shoulders, and threw him.
You guys pull up. You guys see a car and you pull over right before the bridge, or 100 yards before the bridge.
About 100 yards.
Right around there. You wait, you go by. As soon as that happens, you guys pull up and you there's really not much room there.
She jumps out.
Okay.
I didn't even open my driver's door. I just climbed around. She opened the side slider door, grabbed his feet, I grabbed his shoulders. Not that I'm aware of, sir. I mean, as soon as we let him go, I jumped right back in the van. When we got going she looked at me and said, I heard him hit, and kind of giggled about it even.
Right. So, did you see him, did he float? Did you see him floating?
I don't know. I had no idea. She got straight back in the van and we took off.
And again, that's kind of where we are. You're worried entirely too much about what she said. No, listen. I want the whole truth too. That's why you know the whole truth. You're sitting here fishing me to see what I know, and I've been fished by the best of them, and I'm not going to be a about it, but you ain't the best.
James realized that his attempts to outsmart the officers were failing. So he finally comes clean as he realizes that there's no way he's getting out of this.
Got a lot of info.
She wanted something to help hold him down in the water. There was a brick tied to his chest.
There's a brick tied to him?
Yes.
What kind of brick?
It's about this long, about that thick.
Like a cinder block brick or like what kind of brick?
Something like a center block brick. It's more like a yard walking stone brick. I mean, it's about this long, like I was said.
Right. Where'd you get the brick? You go out of the back of your yard and you go to the right down the alley or to the left down the alley?
To the right.
So you went to the right. Did you go to the cross alley or did you go on? So you go to the cross alley and you make a left. So you see, this is how this works. I know a load of information about this. A lot of it's been confirmed, and I've ruled out some of it, some of it that you told us initially. Now, with that being said, I'm not holding that against you, because you're a little bit freaked out. But here's where we are. Right now is going to be one of your only opportunities to genuinely show me that you're going to cooperate. This is good. This is good because I knew all this.
Now, the officers have enough information from James to charge him. James sticks to his final story of him not knowing what Brittany was going to do after she took the kids. They decide it's finally time to talk to Brittany. But what she revealed was a brutal truth.
I need a shower. Like, you can see, I'm breaking out everywhere.
I'll ask him. I'll go back there and talk to him as soon as I drop you back off. I got a question for you, though. Are you willing to talk to me about what happened?
Yeah.
First off, I need to know why you guys are down in Richmond, Indiana, at Walmart.
I didn't go to any Walmart.
You did not go to any Walmart?
No, that's why I'm looking at you like, what are you talking about?
Did he take the kids and go to Walmart?
He might have. I don't know.
Okay.
I've not seen the video yet. He does stuff when I'm sleeping. So how am I supposed to know anything?
Well, I mean, you're not sleeping 24/7.
My meds would let me. I'd be sleeping 24/7.
Is he really where you said you dumped him?
My son?
Yes.
Yes. That's where he dumped him.
Okay, but you were with him.
Yes, okay. That is where
you guys went to do it.
Yes.
That's legit.
And yes, he said to make sure we dumped him on that side because of the currency or something goes this way. I don't know nothing about the water.
So it doesn't matter.
Even though it was an accidental.
I think it was, but you went there to dispose of your kid, to leave your kids out there is what you went to do.
I went to go there to drop them off, not to harm them or anything.
Okay, but you're still abandoning your children.
Brittany's description of events was chilling. The way she describes the accidental death of her son without showing any emotion or tears tells us the kind of creep she is. Seeing this, the detective gives Brittany a final chance to come clean. Realizing she's going to be in more trouble than she thought she had been, she changes her story as a last effort to pin the crime on James.
He responded when he got out of the van.
Where at?
Remember when I told you when we got there, he wasn't.
When you got there, he was already dead before you got there. Yes or no?
Yeah, he had to, because he wasn't.
Okay, then how did he die?
Whatever James did to him upstairs.
Okay, you need to tell me that. What did James do?
The kid, all three
kids. You can ask all three of them.
Because I know he hog-tied them.
Yeah, okay. And he was beating them.
Why didn't you call us?
He wouldn't let me have a phone.
Okay, so he's dead before you even take him out of the house. Is that correct?
Yeah, I didn't know it.
Who loaded him up in the car? So you didn't walk to the car?
The kids, like, basically helped him to the car.
Helped who?
The other two kids helped James to the car.
Your two other kids carried dead James to the car.
He, like...
Okay, you're lying.
No, am I not making this sense?
No, not at all.
Can you please stop yelling at me?
You're going to sit here and tell me and tell us that your two other babies carried youngest one to the car.
So then you really didn't drag James?
No, that's why I keep trying to tell y'all. I didn't do anything to that little boy.
You did? Yeah, you did. You didn't help him, number one. Okay? You're a grown-ass adult. That's a little baby.
Yeah.
How many times, what are they going to say about you hitting on him?
I'm not really hitting on them at all. I make them stand in the corner.
What are they going to say about you hitting on them that night with James upstairs?
They're probably just going to say I whipped their butt. That's about it. Like you said, you do your children.
Right.
But I don't punch them, leave bruises, nothing. That's all James.
After hours of interrogation, Brittany is now crying for the first time ever, describing her son's death so casually, and even calling him my little boy instead of my son. Brittany changing stories every minute has led detectives to confirm that this is indeed a cold-hearted killer. And yeah, they've had enough of her lies.
I lose my temper, and I'm trying not to. I'm going to take a break.
Do you want to talk to me or no? You probably don't, because you're not going to tell me the truth. You've sat back there in that jail, and you've tried to come up with some excuse for the, hold on, let me move over here, I'm too close to you. Because you've sat back there in that, just listen, okay? You've sat back there in that jail, and you've tried to come up with some reason to justify you not getting charged with murder. Here's where we are, okay? You took them out there hoping no one would ever see them, find them, or you would never see them or hear from them again. Is that a safe assumption?
And finally, Brittany was sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole after 21 years. James, on the other hand, was sentenced to 19 years in prison for playing his part in the murder of his 6-year-old little James. How can a parent be this brutal? I just can't digest what they actually did to their son. So, the question of today. What do you think about Brittany and James? Let us know in the comments below. If you liked these cases, we are sure you will love these 2 videos as well. Subscribe to be part of our tribe and be the first to watch the newest interesting caught-on-camera cases.